Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on December 30th, 2022 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Pangun Langai Tegirim Sri Gurum Dhinatarinam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we will continue with the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled Seeing the Cow Festival, Vallabha Bhatta was completely astonished. Under the section, the meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vallabha Bhatta. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.56.
প্রভু মুখশ্রুত গৌর ভক্ত বৈষ্ণবগণকে দর্শন ইচ্ছে প্রভুর মুখে বৈষ্ণবতা শুনিয়া সবার ভট্টের ইচ্ছা হইল সবারে দেখিবার.
When Vallabha Bhatta heard from the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the pure Vaishnavism of all these devotees, he immediately desired to see them.
Desiring to see the pure Vaishnavas
So the desiring to see pure Vaishnavas
is a very good quality.
is a very good quality.
Although Acharya, although Bhatta is wanting to see these devotees,
So Vallabha Acharya or Vallabha Bhatta is wanting to see these devotees.
was a very good symptom.
Was a very good symptom.
We should all desire to want to see or associate with advanced devotees of the Lord.
We all should desire to want to see or associate with the very advanced devotees of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.57.
ভট্ট কহে সব বৈষ্ণব রহে কোন স্থানে কোন প্রকারে পাইমু ইহা সবার দর্শনে.
Vallabha Bhatta said, where do all these Vaishnavas live and how can I see them?
Just desiring to see pure Vaishnavas
Just desiring to see pure Vaishnavas
is a very auspicious symptom.
is a very auspicious symptom. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.58.
প্রভু কর্তৃক তাহাদের অবস্থান বর্ণন. প্রভু কহে কেহ গৌরে কেহ দেশান্তরে সব আসিয়াছে রথ যাত্রা দেখিবারে.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, although some of them live in Bengal and some in other states, they have all come here to see the Rath Yatra festival.
Rath Yatra festival, something that all the devotees come to see Lord Chaitanya dance.
So Rath Yatra festival is where all the devotees come to see Lord Chaitanya dancing. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.59.
ভট্টকে ভক্ত দর্শন প্রতীক্ষা অর্থ আশ্বাস দান. ইহাই রহেন সবে বাসা নানা স্থানে ইহাই পাইবা তুমি সবার দর্শনে.
At present, they are all living here. Their residents are in various quarters. Here, you will get the audience of all of them all.
All these great devotees are present at that time,
All these great devotees are present at that time,
and therefore Bhatta can have their audience.
therefore Vallabha Bhatta can have their audience.
This is what is called as sadhana.
This is what is called as Satsanga. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.60.
ভট্ট কর্তৃক প্রভুকে নিমন্ত্রণ। তবে ভট্ট কহে বহু বিনয় বচন, বহু দৈন্য করি প্রভুরে কইল নিমন্ত্রণ।
Thereafter, with great submission and humility, Vallabha Bhatta invited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to dine at his home.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
would take his prasadam
would take his prasadam
at the house of different devotees.
at the house of different devotees.
And so Vallabha Bhatta took this advantage
So Vallabha Bhatta took this advantage
with great devotion
with great devotion
and invited the Lord to dine at his house.
and invited the Lord to dine at his house.
Actually, it shows that there is a very nice relationship between Vallabha Bhatta and Lord Chaitanya.
Actually, this shows that there was a very nice relation between Vallabha Bhatta and Lord Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.61.
প্রভু সমীপে ভক্তগণের আগমন ও ভট্ট সহ মিলে আর দিন সব বৈষ্ণব প্রভু স্থানে আইলা সবাসনে মহাপ্রভু ভট্টে মিলাইলা।
The next day, when all the Vaishnavas came to the abode of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord introduced Vallabha Bhatta to them all.
So after Lord Chaitanya had glorified the different Vaishnavas,
So after Lord Chaitanya had glorified the different Vaishnavas,
then Vallabha Bhatta had the desire to meet them.
then Vallabha Bhatta had a desire to meet them.
And then this happened that they all came to see Lord Chaitanya, and he introduced them all to Vallabha Bhatta.
And it happened that they all came to meet Lord Chaitanya, and he introduced them all to Vallabha Bhatta.
And this way, Vallabha Bhatta was getting very nice association with all the Vaishnavas.
In this way, Vallabha Bhatta was getting very nice association with all the Vaishnavas.
All the Vaishnavas met Vallabha Bhatta.
And all the Vaishnavas met Vallabha Bhatta. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.62.
ভাস্বর ভাস্কর অগ্রে নিষ্প্রভ খদ্যোত্তবৎ গৌর ভক্ত সমীপে বল্লভ ভট্ট। বৈষ্ণবের তেজ দেখি ভট্টের চমৎকার, তা সবার আগে ভট্ট খদ্যোত আকার।
He was surprised to see the brilliance of their faces. Indeed, among them Vallabha Bhatta seemed just like a glowworm.
In his humility,
In his humility,
Bhagavata felt very overwhelmed by the wonderful effulgence of all the Vaishnavas.
Vallabha Bhatta got very overwhelmed by the effulgence of all the Vaishnavas. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.63.
সগণ প্রভুকে ভট্টের ভিক্ষা প্রদান। তবে ভট্ট বহু মহাপ্রসাদ আনাইল, গণ সহ মহাপ্রভুরে ভোজন করাইল।
Then Vallabhabhatta brought in great quantity of Lord Jagannath's Mahaprasadam and sumptuously fed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates.
Just like where the king goes,
Just like wherever the king goes,
he has his general ministers, various baby camps.
so he has his generals, ministers, and various
80 camps.
80 gaps.
Wherever Lord Chaitanya would go, he has his associates.
Wherever Lord Chaitanya would go, he has his associates.
And Lola Vata, that all of them selflessly
And
fell
Vallabh-
off the side.
and Vallabhabhatta fed all of them sumptuously Jagannath Prasad. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.64.
পরমানন্দ পুরীর সঙ্গে ভক্ত সন্ন্যাসীগণের এক পংক্তিতে উপবেশন। পরমানন্দ পুরী সঙ্গে সন্ন্যাসীরগণ একদিকে বৈশে সব করিতে ভোজন।
All the sannyasi associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, headed by Paramananda Puri, sat on one side and thus partook the prasadam.
Since the sannyasis are the head of the varnashram,
Since the sannyasis are the head of the Varnashram,
they're all seated on one side,
so they all were sitting in that one side,
and the other devotees were you prasad on the other side.
and the other devotees were given prasadam on the other side. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.65.
মহাপ্রভু দুই পার্শ্বে দুই প্রভু, অদ্বৈত নিত্যানন্দ রায় পার্শ্বে দুইজন, মধ্যে মহাপ্রভু বসিলা আগে পাছে ভক্তগণ।
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat in the midst of the devotees. Advaita Acharya and Lord Nityananda each sat on one side of the Lord. The other devotees sat in front of the Lord and behind him.
Lord Chaitanya, he sat in the midst of all his devotees.
So Lord Chaitanya, he sat in the midst of all of his devotees.
None say that he sat with the sannyasis.
He doesn't say that he sat with his sannyasis.
And Advaita Gosai and Nityananda Prabhu
And Advaita Gosai and Nityananda Prabhu
sat on his two sides.
sat on his two sides.
All the other devotees sat in front, behind, etc.
And all the other devotees sat in front, behind, etc.
So, in that way, Lord Chaitanya was showing how he liked to associate with his different devotees.
In that way, Lord Chaitanya was showing how he likes to associate with his different devotees. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.66.
গৌরীয় ভক্তগণের শ্রেণীবদ্ধ ভাবে উপবেশন। গৌরের ভক্ত যত কহিতে না পারি, অঙ্গনে বসিলা সব হইয়া সারি সারি।
The devotees from Bengal, whom I am unable to count, all sat down in lines in the courtyard.
So, here Krishnadas Kaviraj is describing
So here Krishnadas Kaviraj is describing
how the devotees of Bengal are sitting line after line.
How devotees from Bengal were sitting line after line,
And Vallabhacharya and all of them.
and Vallabhacharya fed all of them. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.67.
গৌর ভক্তগণকে দর্শনপূর্বক ভট্টের প্রণাম। প্রভুর ভক্তগণ দেখি ভট্টের চমৎকার, প্রত্যেক সবার পদে কইল নমস্কার।
When Vallabha Bhatta saw all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was greatly surprised, and in devotion he offered his obeisances at the lotus feet of each and every one of them.
Vallabhata, he was a very wonderful devotee.
So Vallabha Bhatta, he was a very wonderful devotee.
And he saw the devotees from Bengal
When he saw the devotees from Bengal,
became so impressed
he became so much impressed,
that he offered each and every one obeisances.
he offered each and every one obeisances.
This is the proper etiquette when you see a devotee
This is the proper etiquette when you see a devotee,
to offer obeisances.
to offer obeisances.
Right.
Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.68.
ছয়জনের পরিবেশন। স্বরূপ জগদানন্দ কাশীশ্বর শঙ্কর, পরিবেশন করে আর রাঘব দামোদর।
Sarup Damodar, Jagadananda, Kashishar and Shankara, along with Raghava and Damodar Pandit, took charge of distributing the prasadam.
Wasn't that so many devotees, they just left the distribution out of Bhagavata.
It's not that there were so many devotees, they just let the distribution up to Vallabha Bhatta.
Spontaneously, these 6 devotees helped and distributed the prasadam.
Spontaneously, the 6 devotees helped to distribute the prasadam.
It is also a good example
This is also a good example
how the 6 devotees were eager to do some seva.
where the 6 devotees are very eager to do some seva,
Even though they are very advanced,
even though they are very advanced.
they developed the service of distributing prasadam.
They took up the service of distributing prasadam. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.69.
বল্লভ ভট্টের ভক্ত সহ প্রভুকে প্রসাদ দ্বারা সন্তর্পণ। মহাপ্রসাদ বল্লভ ভট্ট বহু আনাইল, প্রভু সহ সন্ন্যাসী গণ ভোজনে বসিল।
Vallabha Bhatta had brought a large quantity of Mahaprasadam offered to Lord Jagannath. Thus, all the sannyasis sat down to eat with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So, Lord Chaitanya, actually, inviting Lord Chaitanya to take prasad is a big thing.
What's that, Brahmaj?
It was a very big thing.
Actually, Lord Chaitanya taking prasadam is a very big thing.
You have to feed hundreds of devotees, maybe.
You have to feed 100 devotees there. Actually, inviting Lord Chaitanya for taking prasadam, it's a very big thing. Like
Are you
inviting.
ready for that?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Guru Hari.
They can invite you, Guru Maharaj.
But Bhatta had fed Supreme Personality and his associates
But Vallabha Bhatta had fed the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his associates.
Who can imagine?
Who can imagine? Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.70.
সমবেত কণ্ঠে হরিধ্বনি। প্রসাদ পায় বৈষ্ণবগণ বলে
হরে হরে
হরি হরি
হরে
হরি
হরে হরে
হরি
হরি হরি ধ্বনি ওঠে সব ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভরি।
Accepting the prasadam, all the Vaishnavas chanted the Hari names.
হরে হরে
Hari
হরি
Hari.
হরি
The rising vibration of the Hari name of Hari
হরে
হরি
filled the entire universe.
So the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they spontaneously engaged in Harinam, Sankirtan,
So the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they spontaneously engaged in Harinam Sankirtan.
Rivo.
and they're all chanting Hari Hari.
And they all were chanting Hari Hari, Hari Bol. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.71.
আসমর অন্তে সকলকে অভিনন্দন। মালা চন্দন গুবাক পান অনেক আনিল, সবা পূজা করি ভট্ট আনন্দিত হইল।
When all the Vaishnavas had finished eating, Vallabha Bhatta brought a large quantity of garlands, sandalwood pulp, spices, and betel. He worshipped the devotees very respectfully and became extremely happy.
Respecting devotees is also a very loving way to extend our devotion to them.
Respecting devotees is also a loving way to extend our devotion to them.
And the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu states how there are 6 ways of exchanging loving relationships with devotees.
In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is mentioned there are 6 ways of exchanging loving relation with the devotees.
And one of those ways are giving prasad and receiving prasad.
One of those ways is giving prasad and receiving prasad.
Two
2 ways.
2 other ways are giving gifts and receiving gifts.
The 2 other ways is by giving gifts and receiving gifts.
So he was giving gifts of candle, pulp, and other things.
So he was giving gifts like sandalwood pulp and other things.
Vaishnavas were accepted.
And the Vaishnavas were accepting.
And since the old one was very happy.
It says that Vallabha Bhatta was feeling very happy.
And actually, when you serve Vaishnavas, exchange of love makes you very satisfied.
Actually, when you serve the Vaishnavas, the exchange of love makes you very satisfied. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.72.
রথযাত্রাকালে সপ্ত সম্প্রদায়ের কীর্তন বর্ণন। রথযাত্রা দিনে প্রভু কীর্তন আরম্ভিলা, পূর্ববৎ সাত সম্প্রদায় পৃথক করিলা।
On the day of the card festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began the congregational chanting. As he had done previously, he divided all the devotees into 7 groups.
7 groups who did kirtan
There were 7 groups who did kirtan
in front of the cars, behind the car, side.
in front of the car, behind of the car, side. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 5.73 to 74.
সপ্ত সম্প্রদায়ে সপ্ত কীর্তনকারী অদ্বৈত নিত্যানন্দ হরিদাস বক্রেশ্বর শ্রীবাস রাঘব পণ্ডিত গদাধর অলাদ চক্রপ্রায় প্রভুর কীর্তন মধ্যে ভ্রমণ সাতজন সাথাই করেন নর্তন হরি বল বলি প্রভু করেন ভ্রমণ।
7 devotees, Advaita, Nityananda, Haridas Thakur, Vakreshwara, Srivas Thakur, Raghav Pandit and Gadadhar Pandit formed 7 groups and began dancing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanting wandered from one group to another.
You can see how the groups, the sun groups, are headed by illustrious dancers.
So we can see how these 7 groups were headed by illustrious dancers.
And there, Lord Chaitanya, he wandered from group to group, tasting the different mellows.
So Lord Chaitanya, he wandered groups to group, taking different mellows, tasting different mellows.
And now we have loudspeakers.
Now we have loudspeakers,
But in those days, there were no loudspeakers.
but in those days there were no loudspeakers.
So you have a number of devotees that sing in unison.
So we will have number of devotees who sing in unison,
Others would respond.
and others would respond.
And this way, every kirtan group will be chanting their own way.
In this way, every kirtan groups will be chanting in their own way.
So some groups had 7 tunes and modes.
So 7 groups would have 7 tunes and moods. Wow. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.75.
14 মৃদঙ্গ, 14 মাদল বাজে উচ্চ সংকীর্তন, এক এক নর্তকের প্রেমে ভাসিল ভুবন।
14 mridangas resounded with the loud congregational chanting, and in each group was a dancer whose dance of ecstatic love inundated the entire world.
Some groups sang kirtan, sang mridanga, so 14 mridangas.
7 groups, 7 kirtans, 14 mridangas,
And we heard how and Lord Nityananda dances.
and we heard how when Lord Nityananda dances,
It's so wonderful.
it's so wonderful
And there's no way to describe it in the 3 worlds.
that there is no way to describe it in the 3 words.
And so every group, they had dancers like Lord Nityananda, Lord Advaita,
So in every group,
Vakreshwar Pandit,
they had dances like Lord Nityananda, Gadadhar, Vakreshwar Pandit, Lord Advaita, Vakreshwar Pandit.
the kirtan was literally out of this world.
The kirtan was literally out of this world.
Wow.
Haribol!
Gauranga.
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.76.
বল্লভের বিস্ময় ও আনন্দ অতিশর্য, দেখি বল্লভ ভট্টের হইল চমৎকার, আনন্দে বিহবল নাহি আপন সম্ভাল।
Seeing all this, Vallabha Bhatta was completely astonished. He was overwhelmed by transcendental bliss and lost himself.
Now, the words in Bengali are so wonderful.
So the words in Bengali are so wonderful.
It said Vallabha Bhatta was chamatkar.
It says that Vallabha Bhatta is chamatkar.
Wow.
Means astonished, just overwhelmed, wonderful.
It says just astonished, overwhelmed, wonderful.
Jai.
And
Chamatkar.
go back. And it says, Ananda Dival.
And it says Anande Vival.
It means like overwhelmed in bliss.
It means like overwhelmed in bliss.
Overwhelmed by transcendental bliss.
Overwhelmed by transcendental bliss.
Jai Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari.
Jai Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.77.
নর্তন কীর্তন অন্তে প্রভুর প্রেম বৈভব দর্শনে বল্লভের বিস্ময়। তবে মহাপ্রভু সবার নিত্য রাখিল, পূর্ববৎ আপনে নিত্য করিতে লাগিলা।
Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the dancing of the others as he had done previously. He personally began to dance.
The others dancing was wonderful.
The others' dancing was wonderful.
Lord Chaitanya's dancing is super wonderful.
Hari Bol.
But Lord Chaitanya's dancing was super wonderful.
Jai.
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.78.
প্রভুর সৌন্দর্য দেখি আর প্রেমোদয়, এই তো সাক্ষাৎ কৃষ্ণ ভট্টের হইল নিশ্চয়।
Seeing the beauty of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the awakening of his ecstatic love, Vallabha Bhatta concluded, "Here is Lord Krishna without a doubt."
Vallabha had this transcendental realization.
So Vallabha Bhatta had this transcendental realization. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.79.
এই মতো রথযাত্রা সকলে দেখিল, প্রভুর চরিত্রে ভট্টের চমৎকার হইল।
Thus Vallabha Bhatta witnessed. He was simply astonished by the characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Vallabha, he had deep appreciation for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So Vallabha Bhatta, he had deep appreciation for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
His transcendental characteristics
His transcendental characteristics
and his ecstatic loving symptoms.
and his ecstatic loving symptoms. Thus ends the chapter entitled Seeing the Car Festival. Vallabha Bhatta was completely astonished. Under the section The Meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vallabha Bhatta.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.